Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Drumpf and Swaghar on Galactic Process, the latter edition. In the bottom left side of the map we have the red Protoss player, it is Swaghar. And in the top right side of the map we have the blue Terran player, it is Bane from Drumpf. Oh, look at that, it's the South Park version of Trump. I think that's what that is. I'm not quite caught up on all the South Park this season, but I do love that show. Got all the way through last season, so keep that in mind. But apparently Drumpf, if you ever watched the Late Night with John Oliver or something like that, last week with John Oliver on HBO, he did a big, huge thing about how Trump's family backstory and like his real last name should be Drumpf and how he sucks and everything. Anyway, that's where this Drumpf comes from. If you're a John Oliver fan, you probably laughed at it. If not, you probably did not. All right, moving along. We have an extractor. Nope, that's a refinery coming out for the Terran player. Moving on into this barracks. So look at this Swaghar. Swaghar is actually fighting this SCV that is building the barracks and might actually get it. No, it does manage to run away, but it stops construction on the barracks. Look at this harassment out of Swaghar. This is Showtime level stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is a High Masters game sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. So it's not GM, it's not Pro. But I do like to cast the Masters level stuff from time to time just to see how things are going in there, just to kind of switch it up and determine what the current meta is. Probe does get the Probe gets the Nexus down before the SCV can stop him. A little bit lucky there, but a little bit of skill there as well. SCV, I was going to say the SCV wants revenge, wants blood, but no, stealing the gas. Oh, Bane stealing the gas of his opponent Swaghar here, throwing down a refinery where Swaghar wants to take that second gas right about now. Recognizing what that timing is and disrupting it quite efficiently. Oop, almost taking the SCV out. Has about 5 hit points left. Oh, taken down by a second probe, pulling off the line just for a second there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And that is a Reaper. So let's go ahead and pull up our Reaper list. And this is Ruprecht. Ruprecht, the Reaper. It's got to be an easier way to say that, right? Ruprecht. I mean, if I say it with an American accent, it's easier to say Ruprecht, but Ruprecht is me trying to be authentic to whatever language that is. I'm going to assume German. Ruprecht is a German name with that ch sound, although I don't actually speak German. I don't know any German words. I just know what I know from television and movies and stuff, and that's probably not super accurate. Bane is going double factory while Ruprecht is moving across the map. 2 factories, not just the one we normally see. That's a double factory. That could be a tell that Bane is going for a more mech-heavy play. Reaper trying to get these probes. Probes defending themselves as best they can, but they're only probes. Get out of there. Run, probe. One dies. An adept comes up to save the lives of her probe children. Are they children? Brothers? Sisters? I don't know. What does an adept consider a probe? Are they equals or... No. Nah, probes are probably lessers than adepts, right? Adepts are cool. They have awesome headdress things on and capes. They have capes. Probes don't have capes. Actually, adorable story. My daughter, she's 3 years old. And she went to McDonald's with my wife. And they had little Supergirl toys in the Happy Meal. And my daughter was like, look, Mommy. She has boots. And she has a skirt. And she has a back kite. Because she was talking about the cape and she called it a bat kite because she wasn't sure what the word was. It was adorable. 3-year-olds are cute. Then they turn 4 and 5 and sometimes they get less cute. But 3 is usually a pretty darn adorable age. Mothership Core and Adept here to take out the partially constructed refinery. And they get it. Oh, they cancel at the last second by Bane. Bane. Nicely done. Ruprecht has 2 kills to his name. He's still alive here at the 4-minute mark. Checking for third bases for the Protoss, not seeing those. That's a great feeling. And look at this double pumping Cyclones is Bane. And also going for that mag field accelerator option that increases the damage of the lock-on ability, right? Is that what that does? Yeah, increases Cyclone lock-on damage. Excellent. Reaper. Oh, Reaper died. Let's come back and actually watch the Reaper die. We owe him that much. Here we go. Ruprecht moving in, going for the scout bravely. Going into battle to help the Proton. He got a KDA charge down, that's good, but then Photon Overcharge 2-shot him, and he exploded as he was trying to retreat. So did he scout here? He did. He saw everything that's going on inside the main, saw the robotics base, saw the robotics facility. Those are both excellent, excellent tells for our friend here, Bane. barracks scouting on in. That definitely lets us know we're going to see a lot of mech here from Bane. There are some adepts, but I don't know if they're very good against cyclones. They don't do extra damage versus cyclones because cyclones are not light. They are armored. Using that lock on, trying to take down adepts. Look at this range on this thing. Able to take out one. Oh, no. Lift. Canceling the lock-on ability by lifting the adepts into the warp prism. Not that one, but the two previously. That's kind of brilliant. That's kind of super smart. Losing more adepts here. Swaghar losing control of the situation just a little bit. Probes forced to pull off the line here as well, trying to kite back as best as he can. Here is Bane using lock-on, taking out more probes. 8 workers killed so far by Bane with this massive cyclone play. He's just double pumping cyclones, you guys. That's what he's doing. He's not bringing anything to repair them, which seems like an obstacle. Lock-on ability, Mothership Core dies. Adepts coming from the backside, trying to trap these cyclones inside, but they have another avenue to leave. Disruptor, Purification Nova, not hitting. Not hitting. That lock-on hits hard. Trying to lock onto the adepts that are just now warping in, doing a lot of damage to them. This micro by Bane is actually super impressive. The APM for this guy is around 250 right now. Swaghar is also at 250. Trying to manage this disruptor and these adepts in this battle. Oh, they got the disruptor. They got the disruptor. Using their standard attack against these pylons. Adept, I don't know if 4 adepts is enough to kill 6 cyclones or 7 cyclones now as 2 more show up to assist here. Yeah, Bane's just going mass cyclone. He is getting another base at some point, making 2 more factories though. 2 more factories on the way. Income tab is definitely favoring Swaghar. 38 to 24 harvesters. Swaghar keeping this macro going despite the constant pressure out of Bane. And again, adepts really want to kill these, but just canceling that psionic transfer. They're using the transfer to get close enough to see what they're doing, but then canceling before things get too serious there. That lock-on ability just hits so hard. Purification Nova catches. Oh, 3 of them? Whoa, nicely done, Disruptor. Just catching the edge of that 3rd one there. Now there's only 4 cyclones left. The adepts want these ones. They want a piece of this. Bam. Taking out 1. Maybe they just do so little damage. More cyclones show up, though. Oh, taking out a bunch of these adepts. Another one ends up falling. Wow. 11 adepts have died. A Disruptor and a War Prism for 5 cyclones. I feel like Bane's being a lot more cost-effective here. Nova comes down. Good dodge by Bane. Purification Nova dodging is an important skill to have in StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Can they get the Disruptor? I bet they could get the Disruptor if they tried. They're trying to get this Mothership Core. Purification Nova comes in. No dodge! Ooh. Bane's attention seems to have been elsewhere because he did not move the cyclones on that one. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Disruptor kills 4 of them with 1 shot. Yep, so that Disruptor's killed 3. This one has killed 4. And I think that resources loss is definitely swinging into the Protoss' favor. I don't know. About 2,900 loss for Protoss and about 2,500 loss for Terran. So still pretty cost efficient. Although consider Bane just did get his 2nd base. So he's down in workers 43 to 31. Army supply for Swaghar is quite a bit bigger as well. It's about 500 for the Terran versus 2,400 for the Protoss. So yeah, Swaghar is pushing out, recognizing he has an advantage. He's got adepts. He's got 2 disruptors here. Mothership Core coming as well, and a War Prism to warp in units at the front line. Is this just kind of a mass adept thing with Disruptor? He does not have Resonating Glaives, which I find very interesting. You probably should get that as an adept player in the situation. But Bane throws up a wall at his ramp. The Destructible is still alive. Swaghar is going to try to knock this thing down and cause it to sink into the sea. Oh, from the high ground, though, the Cyclones get the Mothership Core. I don't think Swaghar even knew that was happening until it was too late. Got to be careful on that high ground there. Oh, Swaghar bringing a Disruptor up on a Warp Prism. Getting chased, though, by a Cyclone cannon. Oh, it gets it. Oh, gets the Warp Prism with the Disruptor inside. Bane, nice pickoff with that Cyclone. Resources lost. 3,600 for Swaghar versus only 2,800 or so from Bane. So, again, very cost efficient is what Mech is usually about. Although Cyclone isn't usually your traditional Mech. Right, usually we'd expect to see some tanks in here. We'd expect to see, oh, I guess there could be some Hellbats. There are Hellions in production now. And a Starport's coming up, so maybe some Liberators mixed in. I love that Drumpf logo. That's just great. That is just a very, very fantastic logo. He looks Canadian. Oh, is that what that was? Is that the episode where the Canadians had a presidential election and then basically their stand-in for Trump gets elected? Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good episode. from last season. Templar Archives coming up for Swaghar. He is getting another Disruptor, getting Templar or Zealot Legs, getting another Robotics Facility. It's 57 to 37 Harvesters. Bane isn't doing a lot with not many workers. Fusion Core coming in for Bane as well, probably to upgrade the range of those Liberators he's making. Although that's double Tech Lab. Maybe these going to be Banshees out of Bane. Or Battle Cruiser. Or it could be Battle Cruiser. Force Fields by Swaghar do trap Ace. Oh, Nova. I was going to say trap to Hellion, but Nova kills a bajillion of those Cyclones. Just a huge hit. Cyclones aren't that big, so the area of effect spells hit them hard. This Disruptor has 12 kills. 12 of them. 13 Cyclones have lost their lives so far. There are 7 on the field right now, so Bane definitely on the losing side of this one. Trying to make it work, but not looking very good for our Terran friend today. That's a lot of Adept. The Disruptors are a huge problem. There's an Archon mixed in now. Hellion gets trapped by Force Fields again, but a third base is running for Bane with double gas. Although only one worker on each of these refineries. You think he would go for more gas, but apparently he's a little bit mineral starved. He's going to save those SCVs for that instead. Moving into tank production, getting Hyperflight Rotors and Cloak for the Banshees. He is now making, that is Tech Labs, on that starport. And Swaghar is getting Blink, getting a Warp Prism, getting +1 Forge, or getting a Forge. More and more gateways. His third base is up and running as well. 63 to 46 total Harvesters is slowly getting on up there. It's 141 to 98 total supply in favor of Swaghar. And I like his composition. He's got the Disruptors, he has Archons, he's got Adepts, Sentries. A lot of good stuff here. It's just difficult for Bane maybe to find a one answer for all of this. I think Liberators would be great. Banshees would be pretty good too. They can outrange the Archons and nothing else can touch them really. Except the Sentries maybe. Templar with feedback might be a problem for Banshees, as Swaghar is throwing some Templar into this composition as well, not just straight up Archon. Although, is he? Maybe he turned. Nope, he's got one. He has one back there. I'm not sure if he's just waiting for another one to tag and make into an Archon as well, but who knows. Cyclones here knocking down these rocks into the third base. This third base is largely unprotected. There are 4 Zealots here, but that is it. Go. Go, Bane. Go for this thing. Swaghar trying to move right up this ramp. There are tanks, though, and it's enough to chase Swaghar back. Purification Nova killing supply depots, trying to kill them. The repairs come in. The mass repair. Purification Nova, killing one of the supply depots. SCVs retreat. Tanks still in a good spot, though. Tanks, like 5 of them, up on this high ground doing extra damage versus armored, which none of this stuff is, unless Disruptors are. Yeah, Disruptors are. They do that extra damage. The Cyclones have moved. The Cyclones have moved into this third base. They're just using lock-on on this Nexus. Look how fast this Nexus is falling. Wham! Third Nexus gone. Workers getting massacred. Swaghar down 50 to 53 Harvesters. Can't attack his opponent. Forced to recall back to his natural base. Try to stop this Cyclone Hit Squad from murdering more of his stuff. Run, Cyclone Hit Squad. And he is running for his life against these Zealots. Zealots do have charge. They just take a long time to kill, even for Cyclones with lock-on. Look at that. That is several hits on that lock-on ability. Yeah, the Zealots are fantastic at absorbing damage. It reminds me of what they can do in Protoss versus Bio. Anyway, they're dying. It's just their job is to protect everybody else. Lock-on ability wants to kill that Warp Prism. Gets the Warp Prism and the Mothership Core. Sweet move out of Bane. Just moving around. Good. He recognizes he's got a movement speed advantage. 4.72 on most of the stuff that the Protoss player has. So he just kind of driving circles around him, picking off important stuff. That was nice. More and more Banshees coming out. How many Banshees are there? 5. There will be 7 soon. I'm not sure that Swaghar is ready for that. The scouting barracks getting focused down by Bane. I'm not sure this is a priority, but Swaghar wants to kill it and does. Pieces of it flying all over the place. Getting ship weapons level 2 is Bane. Double Stargate warping in for Swaghar. So back at the destructible is Swaghar for the second time in this game. Going to try to knock it down. The tank's in a tank position, though. That is so many tanks. I just don't know that's where you want to be, Swaghar. Purification Nova does come in and hit one of the tanks. Not enough to one-shot it, obviously. Trying to bait these units into the tank fire are a couple of these Hellions and Cyclones. Swaghar a little bit too smart for that. He's not going to walk into that many tanks. Yeah, that is so many tanks here. I mean, especially considering they do 50 damage versus armor. These Disruptors in a lot of trouble in that situation. The Immortals trying to come in here as well. Archons are leading the charge. They don't take extra damage from the tanks because they're psionic. But still, you don't want tanks wailing on him, even if they're not getting that bonus damage. The other set of Destructible on the north side getting taken down here by Swaghar as well. Cyclones, again, just try to cut units and kill what they can. They can't really win in a stand-up fight, but they're used beautifully in hit-and-run tactics here. Coming over to knock down the rocks on this side is Swaghar. The tanks setting up in position once again. The scan allowing them to see what is going on. Going forward is Swaghar, though, and Cyclones coming in. Tanks on top of everything. Purification Novas clearing out all the Cyclones. Tanks getting destroyed as well. Swaghar in great position to burn through that. Going to try to take down this third base very quickly, and yes, he does take it out. The Banshees are here, though. The Cloaked Banshees are here. Is that enough to force Swaghar to retreat? It sure looks like it is. Nice kiting by Bane here as well, picking off Immortals. Stalkers trying to do stuff, but nope, only 3 of them versus this many Banshee. Not going to look good at all. There are 11 Banshee, 4 tanks, and 3 Hellions. That's all Bane has, but these Banshees are worth their weight in gold. They're killing Disruptors. They're killing Archons. Everything is dying to these Banshees, especially they're just so fast. Bane loves these micro-intensive units. The Archons are just getting cleared out. Swaghar trying to retreat, finally gets a recall home. Mothership Corps makes it up to the rest of the army to save them from the fire from above that we saw from Bane. It's 56 to 29 Harvesters. Swaghar definitely has that lead. Don't fly over the Banshees, careful. Oh, Banshees flew over Archons just for a second, and some Phoenix came out. Oh boy. Phoenix are a problem for these Banshees. Phoenix are just as fast as they are. They can attack air. Banshees cannot, which means they need something to save themselves from those Phoenix. I would recommend Liberator. Maybe double pump some Liberator here. Go for some pure Sky Terran. Might be nice. Should probably decloak these Banshees as well. They don't just sit here losing energy sitting inside your main base. Also, repairs would be good. Bane, maybe? Maybe. He's actually constructing one command center next to where he's landing another one. So maybe he wants this to be a planetary fortress for additional defense along that left side. 4th Nexus is operating for Swaghar at 63 to 33 total. Supply Terran ship weapons level 3 being researched by Bane. Weapons level 1 and vehicle and ship plating level 1 coming up too. Oracles in production by Swaghar, 9 Zealots, and a fleet beacon on the way for Swaghar. Is he maybe going to make some carriers? Maybe some Tempest? I don't think Tempest would be a good choice for what we're seeing here from Bane. Carriers might be better. I think it's going to be carriers since these Banshees can't shoot up. Alright, so Phoenix leading the way on another attack by Swaghar up to this base. Lock-on ability. There are no Cyclones. There are some Cyclones here, but picking up these tanks, trying to kill them as well. Cyclones really want to burn them out of the sky using that lock-on ability. Can they get them? Almost getting 1, almost getting 2. Not quite able to do it. Supply Depot is burning down here on the front wall. Oracles sneaking on, trying to find places to burn things down, throwing down a Revelation on these tanks. So Swaghar knows exactly what is up here. Tank count still fairly high. Okay, 5. Not that many. Not that super high, but tanks on the high ground are just a scary thing. Swaghar says, nope, they are not scary. Going for it, lifting up the tanks with the Phoenix. Banshees come in to assist in this situation, and there's the recall home. One of the Archons dies anyway. But, and the Zealots getting cleared out by the Banshees, but pretty good attack by Swaghar, but unfortunately forced to retreat back to his 4th base. Any sign of a 4th from Drumpf yet? He's got a command center, yep, turning into a planetary fortress next to his 3rd base here, so that's good. Just for base defense, Widow Mines coming up for Bane now, getting Drilling Claws and +3 air weapons. Banshee hit squad coming along this right side. Could actually probably take out this 4th Nexus before Swaghar could respond. Even though his army's very nearby, it's just Banshee's hit so hard. It is Tempest for Swaghar. That's weird. Banshee's trying to take out as many probes as he can. Bring that worker count down. There's the cloak and there's the retreat. Man, he killed a lot of workers there. 44 probes have been killed and 28 SCVs. Swaghar's just better at replacing them. He's faster at replacing them. Zealot drop inside the main base by Swaghar, taking out a tech lab on that starport. Widow Mines here to try to deal with the Zealots, but nope. Unfortunately not. Widow Mines on everything. Everybody dies except for 1 Zealot. Widow Mine splash damage, taking out the Cyclones as well. And the Banshees come home to clean out that last Zealot. Fusion Core is burning alive. War Prison might try for another warp in. Actually is with the Banshees right here. Why would you do that? Swaghar, no. Swaghar, no. 5th base coming up for Swaghar up here along the left side. Tempest still in production for Swaghar. +2, 3 ground weapons is what that is for Swaghar. And just more Banshee, Viking. I like that play. Vikings are great against Tempest. And 2 more starports. on the way for Bane. He's got those 3 armories. He should get some more upgrades. They're not doing anything right now. He's a little bit starved for gas, though, is the problem. And I think he's flying his command center over to take a 4th base somewhere. Where's he trying to land this thing? Ah, down here on the low ground. All right. All right, so it's 56 to 42 harvesters, and it is going to be an ion pulse crystals, increasing the Phoenix's attack range by 2 for Swaghar, so that's good, especially against a good fast unit like those Phoenix. Being able to hit them from a distance is actually pretty nice. I don't know if these Widow Mines are a good idea by Bane. I guess this army is pretty tightly packed together, and they are good against Zealots and Adepts. I don't know. We'll see if they come into play here at all for Bane. Mules getting tossed on down at this new base. 4 of them. Fully saturating his refineries, too. And the Phoenix still flying around for Swaghar, trying to find additional bases. Can't quite do it. There's really nothing defending this 3rd at all. And, yep, comes right on in. Swaghar immediately taking down all of these SCVs. You gotta have at least a missile turret, man. You know there are Phoenix out there. Man, they just burned it down. Vikings trying to take them out, but there's only 2 of them. Picking up some of these mules. Missile turret is in position, but not the best position to chase them away. SCVs forced to retreat there as well. That's a lot of dead worker. 41 SCVs have now been killed at 61 to 31 harvesters. Swaghar has that lead. He's got that lead. Can he finish the job is the question. Adepts sonic transferring their way across this map, trying to see what they can see. SCVs coming to saturate this 4th base. And Phoenix going back home to that 5th. So it's 197 to 110 total supply. Swaghar has a massive lead right now. He's trying to just scout out and see exactly what Bane has. Adepts make it all the way up to this 3rd base, killing more of the SCVs. You do not want to be an SCV working at this 3rd base for Bane. There's no protection. There's no benefits whatsoever. He doesn't even pay you overtime. And sometimes Adepts come and shoot glowing balls of fire at your head and kill you. It's not a good time. It is not a good time. Taking out this add-on on the starport, the reactor, getting it burned down, and it does. Adepts trying to come into this 4th, but that's a planetary fortress. Those are tanks with +1 attack, and it's just not a good place to be if you're Swaghar. So Swaghar decides to take a 6th base here at the gold up along the left side, getting more and more Tempest. I don't know why he's going mass Tempest. Maybe for the tanks, I guess, outrange those. I don't know. Storm being researched by Swaghar. Does he actually have any High Templar? He does. He's got 3 of them, so that's fantastic. And again, just basically maxed out. It's time to go. Time to go. If you're maxed out, attack and expand. That is what I can recommend to you. Oracles throwing down a revelation, seeing where this army is, and Swaghar says, you know what? It is time to move. Tempest coming in, shelling from long distance, taking out the Widow Mines. Okay, Widow Mine clearing is a good job for them. Vikings in the sky doing extra damage versus those massive units. Look at that. Versus armored, 17 damage per shot versus armored. Is that 2 shots? It's 2, right? 2. Range of 9. The Tempest playing this range game. Archon's trying to take the Vikings out, but coming in range of the tanks instead. Not a good place to be, as one of them does end up getting killed. Widow Mine's trying to burrow on top of this army or something. The attack moved or something? Widow Mine shot. Gonna kill an Archon. Yes, Widow Mine kills an Archon. Gonna write home to the wife and kids about that one. Tempest do take out yet another Widow Mine in their Widow Mine clearing duties. And Bane making 6 Vikings at once. He really wants to take these Tempests out. Missile turret trying to kill a Tempest. No, the repair does not save it. The other Tempests murder it before their friend can get destroyed. Viking. One lone Viking against this many Tempests is not a good place to be. Banshee's flying around, and that's it. Bane is defeated. Bane leaves the game. Swaghar is victorious, and Protoss gets the win today. Swaghar doesn't quite want to leave yet. He wants to destroy this 4th base of Bane's. Throws out the GG. Still killing stuff, trying to pat his stats a little bit. Do you still get XP for killing stuff after your opponent's left? I doubt it. I doubt that's the case, or more people would do this, I think. There we go. A final GG from Swaghar, and Swaghar has left the game. So that was a good one. That was an interesting match, I thought. Always good to see Mech, whatever form it may take out of Terran. I like the Banshee hit squad. I feel like they had a little bit more potential in them. Could have taken out a couple more Nexuses. Didn't actually really factor into that final battle. I guess they were worried about the Phoenix count, which was fairly high, and the Tempest hitting them as well. Try to get the Vikings out, the Vikings to deal with the Tempest, but not quite enough in the end, and Bane was forced to tap out. So again, I like Swaghar's composition. I liked his response to what Bane was trying to do, and it was enough. It was enough to win him the game and represent Protoss very well. Whew, okay, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me here on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Patrons! Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Robert Farmer, Kayan, Matt Meermans, Hakon Marcus, Christopher, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboyne, 19 Day, Kith Garlow, Alexander Canaras, Complex, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Sam Estagoy, Bo Brissett, Kale Anderson, Trevor Smith, Medhadin, GMP, Sik Kupada, Pedro Batsaris, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Henry Cooper, Clayton Knight, Jan Kodera, Kevin Chang, Raji Bhatt, link at the top right. Thank you. Bye.